All right, so here we're with Camille, and he's going to be introducing this trade, and he's going to be talking about this in a way that you guys need to understand. This is called using footprints. Camille, give it a go. Give it your best shot.
Okay, so we are looking at AUD-JPY pair. We're taking this trade. We're looking at the candle, and we see the sellers. They're struggling at the bottom. On the left side over here, we have heavy buyers. Heavy buyers as a support, and it's holding this whole level. We're targeting the area of 93050, targeting the POC area and the VWAP area. If you look at the trading view, if you look at the delta, delta is pretty heavy as well. So we got mid delta at 6,000, almost 7,000. And then max delta is only 600, which is a really good ratio if you're trying to buy this price.
Perfect. Well, Camille described that really well, and I want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit more about this and what a great way Camille has put this into perspective for us to kind of look at the markets here. When we look at this is called the POC within the candle itself, and you can see majority of the volume is actually towards the bottom of the candle. So if majority of the volume is towards the bottom of the candle, and this is what we're looking at this whole time, we're saying to ourselves, with this much selling volume, why has price not pushed lower? That's the first question that we have asked. As Camille was explaining this, we have huge amount of delta with volume in this area of buyers trying to support the move. So what these sellers are doing in context is what we try to explain is touching the water or touching support to see if we are still active. So what they're doing is pushing the price as much as they can towards the downside, activating this level and trying to test to see if these buyers are holding the level. What they're realizing is they're holding the level, thus giving us a confirmation that this is a true absorption. The other thing that Camille was really trying to explain to you guys here, with absorption, we do have exhaustion. In the bottoms of the candle, if you go to trading view, you see that the wick does taper down. That means there's really no interest to going lower. If that is the case, price wants to wrap around, and as Camille was explaining, the next key level of sellers are going to be located here. That's why we made sure our take profit is a little bit below, and we want to take this trade on the daily when the candle closes from this move to this move. Hopefully this trade does make sense, and Camille, you did a hell of a job, and I truly love your explanation here. Any final remarks here?
No, we're just gonna wait and see tonight or tomorrow morning how this plays out, and
Correct. And the other thing that Camille was telling you about TradingView is the VWAP is actually located on the top with our key level of POC. And remember, when we have POC towards the top and we have low volume of structure towards the bottom, price is actually evident to go back towards the POC where your high volume location is going to be located. We'll let this trade play out. We'll see how this plays out for everyone, and can't wait to talk to you guys about the rewards, the final results. All right, guys, take it easy and we'll talk soon. All right, so guys, we're back into the same trade that we took yesterday. We were talking about this candle. We were looking for a beautiful buy. Prices did go down, and I want to tell you guys, even if prices go down, does not mean you are in a negative loss. It's about understanding the mindset of how to enter new trades if the idea is still the same. So Camille, let's bring this into your perspective. How did you feel about this trade? What did you do? And let's talk about this a little bit more here, okay?
yeah. So this one I was pretty confident about. I guess the only thing that I did made a mistake on is I placed my stop loss is a little too tight, which was around this area, right? But the whole swing of the whole move is at the bottom.
What Camille is basically saying was when we went to TradingView, I'm going to be switching the chart here too to kind of give you guys the better perspective of what I'm going to show you, okay? When we're looking at TradingView, you're going to realize that the volume on the crisp of the bottom of these candles were very low, so it was really exhausted. That means the interest or the potential of prices to going lower is absolutely not there. Because of that, we've seen this candle, and I want to show you guys everything in TradingView and kind of give you the perspective. Perfect. So why I'm going to show you guys here is you see Camille actually entered more trades right in the middle here, and he tried to push the price up, which we all did. A lot of my students have taken this trade, and we went into a lower phase of the schedule of the time frames to realize that price wanted to go up. But what I want Camille to do is actually put a volume profile on all of these candles right here, and you guys are going to see something very interesting here. Okay, so Camille, why don't we do that real quick? Why don't we put volume profiles for each of those candles, and I want to explain to you guys what I'm talking about when I say exhaustion. So let's go into this phase right here. So perfect. As Camille is doing that, I want to circle to you guys. Why don't we zoom in right here, Camille? Yeah, perfect stuff. We'll zoom in towards the structures of the candles if you like. So what you guys notice here, and go to the bottom of the wicks, grab the chart, yeah, and then go to the bottom. Perfect. When you guys notice here, you can see how the price is tapering off there. The interest faded right there. The interest faded here. You can see there's no volume there. You can see the interest also faded here and the interest faded here. So we knew that this was an area the price wanted to reverse. When we entered the trade here, we wanted price to actually go up right away, but it chose not to do that. It wanted to grab liquidity. So when I say liquidity, it wanted to grab money left behind of stops that were hidden underneath. Because of that, and Camille has understand this, because when we were going through this phase, I kept saying to him, we're going to add on more positions. Because when you see the volume in the middle here, you can see that there was no interest to going lower. Sellers failed, we seen that probability, and we started to shoot the price up. The other thing that I want you guys to notice here that's very interesting, and I'm going to make Camille do this for you guys right here, is Camille, why don't we put the cursor over this candle real quick? Just put the cursor over that right there. Once you put the cursor here, you guys can see the volume on the left-hand corner right here, and it says right here 366. But when I compare that to this candle, so Camille, put the cursor to that candle over there, you can see that the volume is actually 325. So this volume matched exactly almost similar to this volume, even though this candle is bigger. What does that mean? Bigger the candle, lower volume, that is a sign of exhaustion for price to reverse back in towards the upside. And this is why we took the trade. And we have good evidence that price wants to still continue here on the Sunday open. So Camille, how did you feel about that? Please explain to me if that made sense. And when we went through certain calls yesterday, how did you feel adding more positions to this trade?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely saw the price started. This happened very quickly. So it just touched and then it started shooting up. And then when I was watching the charts, actually on Sierra as well, it was pretty violent. It was jumping up and down. And then finally it started closing up here. And I think after it started closing up here, that's when we added more positions. So when the price was struggling to go even lower, I was pretty confident to add more positions in this area
Beautiful.
to go back up here. Yeah.
Perfect. And the reasons why we took this trade, it was a little bit aggressive, but we needed to wait for the low volume, which was at this phase. And once we hit low volume, you want to see the POC right here on the top and the VWAP that is located here. And because of all this precaution, we're still looking for that bounce to continue a little bit higher. I'm really looking for this on the Sunday open because we are going to be looking to long this. Tuesday, we do have news for this market, but I think the phase is really awesome. Overall, it's a good learning experience. And this is why I try to tell a lot of people, sometimes trading is not just about the entry, it's about managing the trade throughout the cycle. So when price goes down, if there's no conviction in sellers and you can see there's a tapering off of price, we know there's going to be a roundabout of price where exhaustion is being physically induced into the market. So we want to push the price with absorption, with sellers failing. This was a key sign. My students have made money on this, and overall, it's a learning experience. So what's the takeaway overall, Camille? And then we can end it for today with this little session here.
I guess the takeaway would be to trust your skills, to make sure you stay in a trade, see that it's going to go all the way to where you take profit.
Perfect. Well, this was a great session, Kamal. I always appreciate you as usual. And, we're going to make money together. And this is the right way to do so. Okay, guys. So if you guys do like this, please make sure to let me know in the comments below if you want to see more videos like this. And Camille was a hell of a student. And he is one of my favorite students as well. Very, very interesting to look through this charts together. And I cannot wait to share more with you guys. Other than that, take it easy and we'll talk soon.